Okay, guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Just to let our audience know, we've got Stacy, we've got Pertrace, and we've got Reggie. Three people who are successful with the doctor's office marketing, actually doing three different methods of contacting. And believe it or not, all three people are in different parts of the country. Reggie on the East Coast, Stacy in the Midwest, and Pertrace on the West Coast. So fantastic. Let's go ahead and start with Stacy. Stacy, if you could just tell us briefly, what you're doing. I think you mentioned to me that that you were doing like the fax blasting or whatever with the doctor's office marketing.
Yes, I just take the marketing list that I get new each month, and I format the list so that all the fax numbers are in one column, and they have to be in a certain format for the fax service online to work. I use Metro Fax. They allow you to fax 50 numbers at a time, so that works out to be able to fax. I do Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Mondays are far too busy in a doctor's office. I doubt that anyone would ever look at a fax on those days, so I don't bother. And Fridays, they really are trying to just get out of there. They don't want to do anything extra. So I figure Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday works out the best. And you'll still get faxes that are busy. Some of the numbers will be people that answer the phones. Some of the faxes will just not go through for errors. So I go through after I do the fax and mark in my spreadsheet if it was a successful fax or for what reason it failed, and keep track of everything so that I can keep track of the ones that signed up, the ones that I want to refax, and the ones that I want to call and get a good fax number on. So I just do that 50 faxes Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday each week, and I've been doing pretty good with that.
Wow, fantastic. Now, do the doctor's offices, do they actually contact you back, or do they just automatically send in that fax form, or how does that work?
So far, they just send in the fax form. I haven't spoken to anybody. Fantastic.
Okay, fantastic. Great method. I appreciate your input on that. Anything else you do? You do follow up with doctor's offices to make sure that they receive the kit and all of that?
I haven't done any follow-ups so far.
Okay. All right. Well, great. Thanks for the input. I appreciate that. We're going to go to Pertrace now on the West Coast there. And I think you have been actually visiting doctors' offices in person, I think. So just go ahead and share a little bit about what you're doing.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So my method has been going directly to the doctor's offices and just introducing myself. And of course, you would see there immediately they already have like the other cards there, but I just introduce myself and just share with them, saying that I'm talking to the other doctors in this area or in this plaza or whatever it is, and some of them already have signed up and just wanted to see if there's any way that we can help their patients save money, and it's about 3 different ways. And I go over through that process, and I said it's a really simple form. So all we need you to do is, look at this form here. You will be getting these supplies in the mail. It might take, up to 2 weeks for you to receive the material to help your patients save money. And a lot of them are really receptive to that. They go ahead and sign up right away. And I said, so you need me to fax it right now? Well, yeah, I need you to fax it and just give me the sheet just so I'll know what doctors I've done that day or that week for me to help me keep track of that. So, and that's worked out, really well for me, the face-to-face part of it. Of course, that takes a little bit more time driving around and getting out there, but if it can give me, the doctor's offices that I need for that week, or to help me reach my quota or get my hour in or whatever or more for the week, then I think that I'm being successful in that. Just doing something weekly, like Mr. Dave has said in the past, if you can just put in an hour a week, to build your business, then I think it's worth it, and then you can eventually receive your benefits from that.
Fantastic, yeah, exactly. And I know it works for you because I've talked to you about that, and we've even tried to help some employees of the doctor's offices, and that's fantastic. Guys, completely different method here, and Pertrace, I appreciate your input on that, and thanks so much. And now we'll go to Reggie. Reggie, I think you're having probably the most success out of anyone. Just go ahead and share exactly what you're doing with the doctor's office marketing.
Yeah, I'm actually going ahead and faxing, using the doctor's list to send a fax to each office, and then I actually follow up to make sure that the faxes have been received. Excuse me, I'm outside. I follow up to make sure that the faxes have been received to the numbers that the faxes go through. Then I speak to the person that manages the prescription assistance programs. That's usually like a head nurse or somebody like that. And I ask them if they'd be open to receiving additional information on our prescription assistance programs. And I ask them, if they're currently receiving any prescription discount cards for their patients. And then, at this point, they'll generally ask me, to send them some cards. I'll ask them if they'd be open to receiving some cards. I send them a couple of dozen cards, and I follow up, and I tell them in order to receive additional information about the prescription assistance programs we have available, they'll need to fill out one of those marketing kit forms, and they usually don't have a problem with that. And then I just follow up in a couple of weeks to make sure that they receive the cards, and a couple of weeks after that to make sure that they receive the marketing kit forms, and then I just keep doing that. And I keep in steady contact.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you don't actually call the doctor's office first. You actually just fax that, and then you follow up with a phone call. Is that correct?
That's correct. I follow up with the phone call to see if anyone has received the fax. Most times, sometimes they've seen it. A lot of times they just throw it in the garbage, but it's still a way for me to introduce myself. And,
of course. Of course.
Set them up.
Sure. Now, is there any particular time of day that you send out the fax that you find is better, or any days that might be better when you fax that you find is better than any other day? Okay.
Not really. I just use the fax as an excuse to introduce myself. I don't even think a lot of times they read the fax, but it's a way for me to say, hey, did you receive my fax? Well, I do have some information I'd like to provide to your office. I go through the motion anyway, because maybe someone will find it and will read it and may have an interest in it, but I don't just rely on the fax. I think that, getting on the phone and finding out who the person that may manage those programs, if I can introduce myself to them and let them know that I'm sending some information, to help them with their patients, they're usually pretty receptive to that.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned the prescription discount cards that we have. You're kind of doing that as a lead-in to our program, and then are you actually sending them some of those cards you have, as part of your marketing?
I do. I send a couple of dozen out usually, just so that they'll have them on hand for anyone that may need them. And it's just a way for them to physically have something to show that I'm legitimate and that I'm really concerned about saving their patients money. That's the way I position myself. I'm really looking to save their patients money on medications when they go to the pharmacy, and it's been working for me.
Sure. Now, those cards, do you drop them off in person, or do you just drop them in the mail to their address and just send it to them?
I usually just drop them in the mail. I don't physically go to the offices because I find I can reach a lot more people more quickly that way. Okay.
Well, fantastic, guys. Listen, I appreciate you taking the few minutes this morning, and 3 different methods, 3 different areas of the country. You guys have been very successful in that, and at Lone Star, we always like to point to our leaders. You guys are definitely making things happen in the doctor's office marketing area, and we appreciate you sharing with us what you guys are doing. And all I want to say is just, we appreciate the great job. Keep up the effort. And thank you for taking this time and sharing your methods of doctor's office marketing this morning. And you guys have a great day.
Thank you. Mr. Day. Reggie.